Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these glass beaded crocheted bracelets. So here's what you'll need. You'll need some crochet thread, and this is cotton size 10 and it's off-white, but it could be any color. You'll need a very fine crochet hook, and this says that it's a size 10. It just has to be really fine. You'll need a pair of pliers, some scissors, a fine small needle so that the beads will slip past the eye easily. Size 6 to 8 millimeter glass beads, a container of them, a lobster claw hook, clasp, two covers that will be perfect size to go over the top and the bottom of your crocheted rope, jewelry rings, a big one and two smaller ones. Here's what the bracelet will look like in the end. I decided to put a charm on this one. I thought it looked very cute with this little charm on the end. So let's get started. I'm going to thread my needle and string all of the beads from the container of beads onto my string. So here I am just stringing them on, and I always think that it's better to have more beads on your string than not enough, because you don't want to have to tie on another piece of string. So here I am making a slip knot. And I'm going to chain one around every bead. And I'm going to do this 6 times. What I like to do is keep all of the beads kind of pulled up and in my hand so that it's easier to pull them down when I'm ready for it. Alright, now I'm counting to make sure I have a chain of 6 beads. And I'm twisting them around to make them nice and straight so I can see the back of the chain. I'm going to slip stitch into the first bead to create a ring. Alright, so I slip stitched, and now I pulled a bead down, and I'm slipping my needle behind a bead, pushing it back so that's resting behind the needle, pulling a bead down from the beads that are in my hand, and slip stitching. So I'm just continuing that way all the way around, and it looks pretty messy when you first get going, and it feels like you might be doing it wrong, but just continue going and it will all kind of work itself out, and you'll be surprised that in no time you'll be working in a spiral. So push the bead back after you slip your needle in the string behind it and slip down another. So I'm just going to show you again as my bracelet grows. So here I slipped my needle behind, and I'm dropping down a bead and kind of cozying it up between the 2 beads there and slip stitching. So here I go again, slip stitching. And before you know it, your bracelet will be done. This grows so quickly that it might take you, I don't know, 20 minutes to crochet this bracelet. So the good size for me to fit around my wrist is 6.5 inches. So I'm going to take the thread and measure maybe like 9 inches of thread and snip it and pull up a loop, take my crochet hook out, and kind of make a slip knot here. Okay, so I'm going to thread a needle onto the end of the string, and then I'm threading the cap on top of that and the clasp with my charm on top of that. And I'm going to go back in through the center of that cap and come out through the side of the bracelet. I'm just kind of pulling and making sure that it's going to be nice and snug. I want it to be as snug as possible. Alright, now I'm taking my needle and going back in through the bracelet. This is kind of going to lock the string in nice and tight and keep all of the charms and the cap in place. So I'm just going back and forth, and it kind of gets a little hard to pull through the beads, so this is when your pliers come in handy, so you can pull the needle through and not kill your fingers. Alright, now I'm going to take care not to go into the center of any beads, but going straight up through the middle of the crocheted rope with my needle and out through the other side and pulling it nice and tight. And here you can see I accidentally caught the end of the charm, so I just had to fix that real quick, and I'm tugging to make sure that it will be nice and tight, and I'm going to trim it away and the string will just kind of get hidden in there. So this bracelet, I used a clasp like this, and for this bracelet I just used the little caps like this without the charm, and I'm really liking how the charm turned out on this one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so glad that you came to watch.